Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Transformers Legacy Voyager class G2 Universe Jihaxus. I hope I pronounced that right. According to Wikipedia, that's how you pronounce it. Thank you for watching this video, or any of my other videos that you may have come across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. Let's begin things with a look at the packaging. On the top, Transformers Legacy. On the front, nice open spot here, because can't call it a window because there's nothing in there. So nice open spot showcasing a partial view of the figure. 8 and up, Takara Tomy Generations Transformers Legacy G2 Universe Jihaxus. And no, my singing is not up to par. Hasbro print Voyager class on the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in Vietnam print, symbols I'm not gonna learn, recycled print, a barcode, and includes figure, 2 accessories, and instructions. On this side, nice artwork of Jihaxus. And on this side, the Decepticon Legacy artwork. Authentic Transformers Legacy. And I forgot to say, nice artwork of Jihaxus in his alt mode. On the back, product shots. Probably 3D renders and not actual product. But there it is. G2 Universe Jihaxus Transformers, more than meets the eye. 23 steps to transform it from robot to plane. Parents, scan this! Warning, don't stick things in any language pie hole that does not belong there. Also, don't give it to the babies. Hasbro print. Some more small, fine, and made in Vietnam print. That, my friends, does it for our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure in his alt mode and accessories. And here we have the handy dandy instructions. G2 Universe Jihaxus Transformers Generation G2 Universe Jihaxus Transformers Legacy 8 and up. On the inside, nicely illustrated and clear illustrations, no blurriness or anything like that. And the coloration is okay. I still, guys, if you've watched any of my previous reviews on Transformers, I prefer the brighter colors on the instructions of Buzzworthy Bumblebee and especially Kingdom. He comes with 2 blasters in here. I have my handy dandy tweezers. Let's see how handy dandy they're going to be. I like the nice molded details on here. These cables, or whatever you want to call them, wires, cables, it matches up to what's on the figure in robot mode. Post here for a handle, post here for, and it even has a little clip right here, and some, looks like a turbine type deal, but maybe it's just a grip, I don't know. And it is blast effect compatible. And here's his other weapon, which is a little, I don't know, it's weird to me that it's like super thin. It's just, I don't know. Again, it's just kind of weird. I guess this is maybe supposed to be his Energon weapon. It is in a clear plastic with this nice silver paint over the top of it. And again, you know, the wires or cords or cables, whatever, on there. And you know, the grip here looks like it matches kind of up with the grip there a little bit. So, and then it's got a post, a port, and a peg on it. And I forgot to show, this one also has a port in the back. I'm not sure what that's about. And again, the little gun is also blast effect compatible. Now let's take a look at Jihaxus in his alt mode. I have to say, you know, from the top down view, it is pretty slick looking. And you know, a little bit of visible foot syndrome there, but it's okay. It's not bad. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a Cybertronian or a futuristic jet, but it's pretty badass looking. And you know, the side profile, you do get a little bit of that arm mess that you usually get with plane modes. You know, it's either arms or legs. And you know, you got this big empty space here, so you know. But I like the shape of the wings. He's got these little bat things that fold up under here, and they stick out on his legs in robot mode. And then nice tampo, the G2 Decepticon symbol. And he does have a few nice paint apps on here. I think all this is painted on. This silver is a paint. This might be molded in color, and this is paint. Yeah, that's molded because it looks like there's a little bit of color difference in here in the foot. Again, you know, it's overall, I like it. It's nice looking. A little chunky on the bottom with the side profile for a jet, you know, but that's how it is. Also, ports in the jets, and it is blast effect compatible. So, pretty cool. That, my friends, does it for a look at Jihaxus and his accessories in robot mode, except for I did forget to show weapons. So you can port one up under here. This is how the instructions show it. And then you put this one upside down here or on the other side, or I guess you could actually, you know, you could put it sideways too if you wanted to. So there's that. And again, now that is a look at alt mode and accessories. It's time for alt mode comparisons. And here is Legacy Voyager class Jihaxus with the War for Cybertron trilogy Generation Selects G2 Megatron on that Earthrise mold. And here's Jihaxus with the War for Cybertron trilogy Generation Selects Generation 2 Ramjet, also a Voyager class. And here we have Jihaxus with the War for Cybertron trilogy Generation Selects Generation 2 Sandstorm, which I know it's that same ramjet mold, but very few and far between on Generation 2 bots to compare Jihaxus with, so he's one of the few that I have. So there he is, Voyager class Sandstorm. Here he is with the Legacy Leader class Generation 2 Laser Optimus Prime without the trailer. And for our final set of alt mode comparisons, here we have Jihaxus, who's a Voyager class, with the Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee, and the Amazon exclusive War for Cybertron Trilogy Generation Selects Alternate Universe or Dead Optimus Prime, who is Leader class. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the comedy portion of our program where I attempt to transform this Transformer. And first thing I like to do is remove the accessories. And then let's see. We have here on the underside, there's a tab right here that goes into the slot in the wing, and you want to untab that. Let's do that on both sides, and there you can see is the little slot, and there's the tab. And then let's flip these wings up, and as you flip them up, you'll notice there is a tab right here, and it doesn't matter which way you go, you have to pull the wings out just a little bit to get them to go into that slot. And there it goes. And again on the other side, pull it out just a little bit, and there it goes. It'll slide right in there. And then on this hinge here, turn these up, and there we go. We got that all out of the way. Then you want to untab the arms from the legs here. And as you can see, as I pulled it out, there's the tabs and there's the slots for it. And you'll notice this is on a double hinge. So let's double hinge that up just like that. You can kind of leave it out like that, like so it'll be out of the way. Now on the legs, right here are the knees, and under here is some tabs where the knees just kind of slide in that way. If I can get them to come loose, I will show you. You may have to maneuver those wings out of the way a little bit. Maybe I gotta pop it apart first. So there we go. Let's split the legs, and you can see the tabs in the legs there. And there we go. And here you can see the tab right here, and there's not really well, there is a kind of a slot in there. It's not sized really to that, but it is there, so I do stand corrected on that. I thought it just kind of slipped over there, in which it does just kind of slip over that, but anyway. So let's go ahead and flip these pieces out. Just kind of lock them into place here. And the feet untab from the rockets, and you can see the tab right there on the jet. and then there is the slot right there. And then you can go ahead and flip the foot out, and you can, let's go ahead and do that on both sides. And the foot flipped out early. And then you can see it's on a double hinge here. Well, yeah, hinge here and hinge here. And you just maneuver the legs on that hinge down to where the foot is under the jet exhaust port, rather. And I don't think they really, yeah, they do. There's a little tab right here and a little slot right here, and that is where they join up, and that's on both sides. And now that we've got that part done, on the inside of the leg, the tail fin, I guess that's what you call it, it just flips up into position there, and it covers up all those holes. Same on this side, and it just kind of clicks into place a little bit when you get it up there. Now for the arms, they don't join together down here. It's all up here on the shoulders. And as you can see, there's a tab right here. Well, it's kind of hard to see because it's white plastic. And then the slot here. And just kind of turn those that way. I'm going to go ahead and turn this wing down so it's slightly out of the way. Let's adjust the camera here a little bit. And let's see if I can remember how to do this part. So, these pieces just tab in right here like that, and you just untab them. And this piece on the back flips out. You flip his head out all the way. And then while we got this open, we'll also flip this piece out. It's right here. And then as we close that up, where is it? Does it tab? Oh, I forgot something. The nose cone. It also untabs right here. There's the tab, and there's the little slot that it goes in. And it just folds up down into there nicely. And then this piece folds down and it snaps into place. Then you put this piece up. Then the back piece you just slide forward. There's two tabs right here and two slots right here. And there's also a little tab here on this head platform, I guess you could call it. And it just tabs right into position also. So all of that is nicely tabbed. The wings, do they fold in? They fold out. They fold down. So there's that all folded up. And let's put the arms up and in the right position. Let's see how they open up. Panel right here opens up on a hinge right here. Then the hand slides out. And then also, I'll show you on the other side. If you notice, there's a slot right here and there's a tab right here, and it also does the same thing when you fold the arm out. The tab is just on the other side of the, or fold the hand out rather, and then it just tabs right into position. And we got the wings like that, and I think it just folds up like that. And then, oh, let's not forget that part. Spin him around at the waist. And I have to say, they do a really good job on covering up all the gaps, really, except for right down here at the foot. And then these pieces that I snapped out of the way earlier, they will snap into position like that. And I don't know if that's too far forward or just you're supposed to stop where it naturally stops. I think it looks better this way rather than that way, but either way works. And that, my friends, is Jihaxus all transformed into his robot mode. Let's take a look at Jihaxus in his robot mode. And let's start off with a nice little look. There we have that Decepticon G2 Tampo. Nice. It's rather small, but, you know, at least it's on there. There we have his face and his tubing and his, I don't know if that's a sighting mechanism. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to be. Maybe it's a gun of some kind. But definitely a brand new head sculpt on this guy. And I have to say, it's rather nice looking. And one thing that I discovered when I was looking at it, even though there's no real light pip in there unless it's this little bitty strip. Let me get my... Unless this piece right in here that runs under this oval shape before you get to these rectangular shapes, unless that is a light pip, he doesn't officially have one. But I took my handy dandy pen light and shined it back there just to see if he had a light pip. And I'm not sure how well this is showing up on camera. But you can, even though his eyes are painted, there is a bit of light shining through. And again, I don't know if you can see it on camera. I'm not trying to shine you guys in the eyes. And it doesn't light up his complete eyes, just like under, like the outline. So you can't, I'm sorry, y'all really can't see it on camera. But it is there. And you can see it in person. So I don't think it was an intentional thing on Hasbro's part that it does that, but it does do that. And then, you know, again, as far as the paint apps go, it's pretty much the same as when we talked about the alt mode before. So there is that. And I have to say, he cleans up pretty well, and most of his gaps, except for right down here, are all covered. They covered the inside leg gaps here. They have a panel on the arm that covers it. So, you know, Hasbro is slowly but surely listening to what we're saying about what we want on our mainline Transformers. Very slowly. And nice paint apps right in there too. Let's take a look at his articulation. He can look up that far, which isn't much. He can look down that far again, which isn't much. He does have waggle, and he will do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, it's supposed to come up like that. Yeah, I guess so. He gets that much up. It will do a full 360 degree rotation. Uh-oh. So anyway, the arm does actually go around 360 degrees, but because of this, these wings get in the way, it doesn't really let you do that. Cut at the upper bicep for a 360 degree rotation. Hinge at the elbow that gives you way past 90, so that's pretty good. At the wrist, he does have a 360 degree rotation. And there's a pin here and a hinge here, and it looks like his hands do open, and they do. How about that? That one was a little stuck, but it came loose. So his hands do open up, folks. At the waist, a 360 degree rotation. And let's see what he's got at the hips. Almost a full splits, not quite. Kicks forward like a showgirl. And back, not quite enough to say like a mule. There is a cut in here at the upper thigh. It does give, well, I say it gives 360 degree. It gets caught up here on the back a little bit, but it does spin 360 degrees. At the knee, single hinge, but it gives you that much range of motion or bend. That's awesome. At the feet, he has some tilt here. So tilt down that far, tilt up, none. So it does tilt back. And he does have rocker and not, maybe about 45 degrees. I don't know. But anyway, it's that much rocker. And then again, I'm going to leave these clicked into place. I don't know if y'all can hear that click or not. And close his hands back up. As far as his weapons go, when he's not using them, they can pin together like that. And then right here's a port on his back. And when he's not using, either one of them, they can go on there one at a time or both like that. So he does have storage for his weapons. He can dual wield them like this, or dual wield one in each hand. So here we go. Overall, I think he's a pretty nice looking bot with nice deco, and it seems as though they really put a lot of thought into his engineering. It's time for my favorite part of a Transformers review, robot mode comparisons. And here we have Voyager class Jihaxus with the War for Cybertron trilogy Generation Selects Voyager class, Generation 2 Megatron. And that's based off of that Earthrise Megatron mold. Here he is with the War for Cybertron Generation Selects Generation 2 Ramjet, who is a Voyager class. Here we have Jihaxus with the Generation Selects Voyager class Generation 2 War for Cybertron Earthrise Sandstorm, which, yes, I know it's the same mold as Ramjet. Here he is with the Legacy Leader class, Generation 2 Laser Optimus Prime. And for our final set of comparisons, here we have Voyager class Jihaxus with Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee and the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron trilogy Earthrise Optimus Prime. Leader class. Did I say that? I don't know. I said it now. For final thoughts on the Transformers Legacy Voyager class Generation 2 Universe Jihaxus, I have to say, for not being that familiar with this character, I really enjoy this figure. I think some thought went into some of the things that we complain about the most as Transformers collectors, most often, you know, unsightly holes in our Transformers in either mode. And I think they did put some thought into that. Of course, it's still, you know, in the alt mode, it's lacking a little bit under that cockpit area. There's, you know, you just go right through. But as far as robot mode goes, you know, except for down around the feet on the back, you know, it really, you know, they covered up all the holes. And that's good because nobody has to buy aftermarket parts just to fill up some holes. And I have to say, overall, the sculpt on this guy was pretty good. I like the alt mode, even though the bottom of the plane mode is a little bulky due to where the arms are placed. But what Transformer in plane mode isn't a little bulky on the bottom? The paint apps on this guy are pretty sweet looking. I really like them. And just the color scheme on this guy overall, which I know throws back to the 90s. Some of you might remember that. You know, everything was this color. Well, these bright colors. You know, clothes, shoes, sometimes even food were very brightly colored. But again, overall, I like to say, you know, top marks to this guy, especially for being a character that I'm not wholly familiar with. I'm peripherally aware of him. I have read the G2 Marvel comics, but that's about as far as it goes, and it's been a while since I've done that. A Marvel Comics villain that I would really like to see in the main line is Jihaxus, I think was his name, that fought Blaster on Cybertron before Blaster came to Earth. But like I say, you know, the robot mode looks really nice. The alt mode looks pretty good. And, you know, if you're on the fence about this guy just because you're not familiar with the lore behind him, you know, if you like Transformers, this guy, you know, he's a good Transformer, in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary as always. That does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.